Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Chat. I'm your host, Nikki Luciano. Tonight we're joined by Missy, Mason, and sooner or later, Destiny. Um, how's everybody been? It's been kind of hectic around here lately. I don't know if it's just because I'm the mother of 8, but it's chaos, 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 24/7. I think we're going to start tonight off with a Mason update. Mason finished his EMT training yesterday, so he's done with that, and we're going to be having a family celebration at a local park. I went and rented a pavilion, and we're going to play all kinds of old school yard games and hang out and eat good food and just have a good time and celebrate all things Mason that day. I'm really proud of him. I'm going to let him tell you what his next steps are, and we'll take it from there. So what's your next step? I know you have to take the
National Registry testing on the 10th.
Okay. And then after you pass that, which I know you will, what's your next maneuver?
Done saving people. Not much for that. I'm going to the fire department.
He has 2 jobs actually waiting for him at local fire departments, and he has his choice between 2.
And going back to school in the fall.
For
nursing.
Did you give any thought and consideration to paramedic training?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I at least want to do advanced EMT, probably this coming semester. Maybe.
Now, are you going to take firefighter 1?
Eventually I'm going to. I just don't think I'm going to right now because I don't want to fill my plate more than I need to.
Yeah. I thought for one of the fire departments you had to take firefighter 1.
I'm not going to that department.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
So that sounds good. I'm very excited for him. He was very worried about passing yesterday, and I knew he was going to. He always sells himself short. He doesn't have enough faith in himself. He wants to do things, but then in midstream, he's like, oh, fuck, I don't know if I can do this, But I knew he can. He's very capable. I mean, anybody that applies for 20, how many colleges?
23?
23 colleges and gets accepted by all 23. You got my vote, And they're not just, local community colleges or anything. He was accepted into Boston. He was accepted, how many other places? I know.
22.
A couple of places in Tennessee and,
All the UWs.
But because he comes from a large family and I raised my kids to be very family oriented, he didn't want to be that far away from family and family functions. He knows that my cookouts in the summertime are kick-ass, so he wanted to be around for that. Oh, that's mine. Of course, it's Jimmy. Oh, sorry, pal. Yeah, but the battery is almost dead. Thanks. Okay, so as many of you know that pay attention to my Facebook page, we started our own paranormal group. I mean, we've been doing this shit. I've been doing it for 50 years, and I kind of got my kids involved in it. And so we finally opened our own paranormal investigation group, and it is called Sixth Sense Paranormal Investigators. So we took, a whole afternoon the other day, and we created a Facebook page for it. We created a YouTube channel for it because I think that like basically like in the summertime, we're gonna be going on all these different field trips to different haunted locations and urban legends so that we can check it out and debunk it and just see if we pick up on anything. And that's going to be the Sixth Sense Paranormal Investigators. We're still going to have, when we're not on the road, our Supernatural Sundays on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Time. But if we're not doing the podcast, that means we're out on the road trying to capture something worth, sharing the videos on YouTube. It's just chaos, constant chaos here. We got a million things going at the same time. We're trying to design our merchandise for the Sixth Sense Paranormal Investigators. I'm just going to start calling it SSPI. So we're trying to design the merchandise, business cards, stickers, trying to get everything going at once. In fact, last night, hubby went out to the local Home Depot and he bought me, I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, it's called Milwaukee Tool. They make a stackable toolbox on wheels so that I can carry my paranormal investigating equipment and not have to really lift anything. I can just pull it behind me, and I've got everything with me from batteries to cords to the equipment itself and lights and flashlights and whatever, tape and clamps, so you can clamp things onto different things and just to make what we do a little bit easier. Yeah. There's nothing worse than, is it in your pocket? Many of you received Facebook friend requests for going to, the SSPI Facebook page and joining that. It's a group page. If you haven't accepted the friend request, please do so. Otherwise, you can look us up. Like I said, it's Sixth Sense Paranormal Investigators, and everybody's welcome to join. Let's get on to how this all came about. So when was it that we went to, the last cemetery? Oh, the Witch's Triangle. And that was in Whitewater, Wisconsin. And so we're there, we're walking around. It's hotter than hell's ass. And we're trying to find Morris Pratt's gravesite because he was, he's one of the godfathers, I guess, of paranormal activity in Wisconsin. He's a spiritualist. And he actually opened the Morris Pratt Spiritualist Institute. And that was a long ass time ago because dude died in 1920. He was born in 1820,
died in 1902.
Okay, that's what it was. 1802 he passed. 1902 he passed. But then he handed over the institute to another gentleman who opened it up in New York, I believe. Not sure on that. You might want to research that a little bit. But anyway, to this day, there is a Morris Pratt Institute functioning fully in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, which I'm considering signing up for, just so that I can take the classes, see what they teach, see what they do. I always keep my mind, my heart, and my soul centered. Nothing can waver from my faith in God. But just to check it out, because it's a spiritualist school, and that a spiritualist is somebody who believes and advocates in the belief of being able to communicate with the dead. Now, Morris Pratt was kicked out of a bunch of churches and arrested because of his arguments with priests and pastors and ministers in their churches because they didn't believe that we should be talking about being able to speak with the dead. And I don't know. He's what turned me on to being a spiritualist. I always knew I was something, I didn't know what the name of it was from the time I was like 2 years old on, because I've always had a fascination with the dead and being able to communicate with the dead. And then as I got older and I started communicating with the dead, everybody's like, oh, are you a psychic medium? No, friend, I'm not a psychic medium. I don't know. I don't sit around and try to conjure up anything. It just kind of happens. And my curiosity is probably going to be the death of me, but I definitely am hell-bent and determined to have proof and documentation of actual conversations with the dead. So anyway, we were over at this cemetery at Morris Pratt's grave. We finally found it. And the next thing we know, there's another car pulling up, and I tell Missy to go move our vehicle so that we're not in their way, because it was just a very narrow path that you could park your car on. And this other woman is like, no, don't worry about it. She's like, we're here to do an investigation. And I was like, holy shit, there's another paranormal investigation team out here doing the same thing we are at the same location. So we all got talking and everything, and she's been doing this for like 3 years, actually, on the road, paranormal investigators. And she has the same mindset that I have, that she wants to go to all these urban legends and debunk things and check them out and see if any of it's real. And so I was like, oh, cool. Can I, do you mind if we follow along and see how you do it? Because I'm that kind of a learner. You got some people that are hands-on, some people that have to observe, some people that have to hear it. I like all of the above. I want to watch you do it. I want to do it too. And, if I do it wrong, I need to be corrected. She was like, no, go ahead. And she didn't mind that we tagged along to all the other locations that night. And I'd like to do a shout out to Go Get 'em Paranormal Investigators. The leader of the pack is Sugar, and then there was, who else was with her? Mumsy, Nugget. Oh, I don't remember the second guy's name.
Faja.
Faja. Okay. So unless you have the same demented mentality that we have, it probably would have scared the hell out of you to see Nugget putting on his skeleton mask. That's just his thing. That's his, that's how he does it. And I think Mason and Desi kind of quaked in their boots a little bit when he first put his skeleton mask on, but he's amazing. He's a really nice guy. And it's just for privacy, and it's just his shtick, But I really want to thank them. They took us under their wing that night. They let us do a video like they were doing, They were like, okay, we're going to do ours, and now you're going to do yours.
Well, they even pulled us into theirs.
Yeah, they even pulled us into their video. But super, super nice people from Appleton, Wisconsin. I hope to remain longtime dear friends with Shug. She's super awesome. But you might want to check them out. It's called Go Get 'em Paranormal. And she has a YouTube channel, and I think she has a Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken. So check that out. Yeah.
They do Paranormal Tuesdays.
Oh, they do Paranormal Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But check them out. They're amazing. They're fun. They're very real. Very, very real. Down to earth. nothing fake. They're not like, some of these ghost hunting shows where they're like, did you hear that? And everybody's like, yeah, they heard it, but nobody in the audience heard it. Um, she likes to debunk a lot of stuff like I do. You don't buy into everything as a ghost. Let's see. Like I said, we got a new YouTube channel for SSPI, which is Sixth Sense Paranormal Investigators. A new Facebook page. It was so weird stepping out in front of the camera because my entire life I have tried to shy away from the camera. I mean, taking a picture, a selfie is one thing, but when you actually have to open your mouth and start talking in front of a bunch of people that are going to see this, that's when I kind of shrink down. And it all stems back to my next topic. But for now, I'm just going to say that on September 9th, SSPI is going to be heading out to Ed Gein's grave. We're going to spend the entire weekend in Plainfield at a hotel. And then we're going to go there by day and by night and get as many live videos as we can of paranormal activity if we could pick up on any. What do you guys think of that trip? Are you excited to go to that one or are you hesitant?
I should go now. I just want to go.
Missy wants to go now.
I need a nap.
Mason's
You can
tired
nap on the
because he
way.
worked on the farm all day today, but I'm really excited. I am stoked. I guess according to one of my family members who has gone there before, you don't want to announce to anybody in town that that's why you're in town because they frown on that. They're not happy with the negative publicity.
I'm not even front on it though. Make it so you like.
Yeah, they'll make it so you leave.
Yeah.
But tonight, I think I'd like to talk a little bit about something that has affected my life as of late. And that's forgiveness. Everybody says, oh, I forgive you, but do they really? I walked through my entire life thinking that I have forgiven somebody until I found out, I don't know what happened, but it just kind of dawned on me that I really hadn't forgiven them. Any of you that have read my book, Fire Within Me, know that as a young child and a teenager, early teens, I was bullied in school. And it's just because I was a very quiet and very soft-spoken. Hard to believe nowadays, eh? But no, I was very, very timid and unsure of myself and insecure. And I guess that makes you an easy target when you're in school because kids are cruel, And my number one arch nemesis, if you will, I'm just going to call her Lisa. She was my tormentor in junior high and high school. And no matter what school I transferred to, she had friends there. And it made my life a living hell. And it drove me to actually attempt suicide when I was, I think I had just turned 15. I was either 14 or 15. And it was a very, very, very horrible time in my life. And I had to pray really, really hard for God to give me the strength to pull my shit together. And God always provides, And I don't know why, but it just made something in me snap. And I had to lock that little girl away in a closet for her own protection. And I guess take on an alter ego that would protect her and keep her safe. And all these years, I carried in the back of my mind the memories of the beatings and the tormenting and the blood loss and everything else that went with everything that surrounded Lisa. And in the past year, just out of curiosity, I went looking on Facebook to find her, not to hurt her, not to cause her any harm, just to see what she was doing in her life, how she was doing, and if she ended up being the big shot that I thought she was going to end up being. And lo and behold, over the past 5 years, I guess she has lost her husband to a car accident. She lost a son. I don't know how she lost her son, but she did. She, I guess, served a pretty hefty prison sentence. And she also had to undergo major heart surgery. And she's basically in hiding because she's ashamed of her past. And I don't know, at first, my first thought was, ha, bitch, serves you right, But then Jesus reeled me back in, I guess. And I began to pity her. I even reached out to her and I was like, are you so-and-so? Because she has a married last name now. She took on her husband's name. And she's like, no, that's not me. Now, I'm 59, she's 59, but she looks like she's about 73. And life has not been good to her. And although my heart leapt with joy in the beginning for the first few minutes, I needed that 15 minutes of, ha ha, karma's a bitch, that kind of thing. But then I started thinking about it, and I actually feel horrible for her. We do really stupid things when we're a kid. And I don't know her situation, just like she doesn't know my situation. I wonder sometimes if she ever gives me a second thought. But I don't know if bullies give their victims any thoughts, but I know that the victims carry that with them for a long time. And I guess I have to be grateful to her, because if it weren't for her, I'd still be the Molly Ringwald type, that was real quiet and real, frumpy and everything. And I don't know, I had to do that personality change from Molly Ringwald to like Joan Jett in order to survive. And that's why now I have a big mouth and I am very blunt and I tell people the way it is, because if you don't, you get stepped on, and you get your face punched in and you get your jaw fractured and you walk through life always looking over your damn shoulder. And I refused to do that. After my failed attempt at suicide, I was like, no more of this shit. I will never let anybody ever treat me like that again. And I don't know. I'm really in my feelings today about Lisa. And she just looking at her profile picture, none of her pictures does she smile. She always looks so lost and so sad and alone. And I wouldn't mind actually finding her and having a sit down and having an adult conversation. I didn't think I'd ever be at this point in my life. I thought forever I would carry this hatred for her and this venom, and want her to be miserable. But I remember how I felt, and I guess I don't wish that on anybody. No matter how big of an asshole you were, I don't wish it on you. I don't know. Do you guys have anybody that you need to forgive or you're working on?
Nope.
No?
No.
There's nobody in my life deserving of forgiveness. Because I mean, like, I can give the forgiveness,
Yeah.
but the actions are still going to happen. So it's just going to keep reopening that wound. So why? So I just avoid the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a grudge holder, but I'm over that now.
Mm-hmm.
You live your life, I'll live mine.
Yeah.
If you want to sit there and dwell on me, more power to you. I'm not going to give you a second thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's certain people.
I forgave you, but I also killed you off in my head.
Yeah. Several times, and it was very painful for you. So enjoy. But there's those certain people in my life that
Mm-hmm.
no matter what I do, it's wrong. So why waste my time, energy, emotions, anything to try to prove anything to somebody that you're really not important in my life?
I guess in a sense, I was giving her this power over me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And by hating her and by wanting bad for her, I was making her more powerful, kind of like Freddy Krueger, how he thrives on your fear.
That's why I said I completely just gave up on holding grudges, because, like, they don't care that you don't like them.
No.
Yeah, I know
It
that.
just makes you miserable on the daily basis.
Yeah. And there's some people, like you said, you wanted to like sit down and talk with her or whatever. There's some people that never grow out of that bully mentality.
Yeah.
So look at her life the way it is now.
Yeah.
She has so much negativity and prison sentences. Obviously, she hasn't changed.
Well, she has now. I mean, she lives in hiding and she has 2 daughters, I believe, and that's all she has.
I mean, all I can say is karma.
Yeah.
You get what you give.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean,
for me personally, I let it go on my own end. I don't need to tell that other person, like, hey, I forgive you, this and that, because I'm not doing it for them. And I don't want them to ever think that they ever had the power over me. Ever. Like, I don't want you to think or even know that you had an effect on me at all. I want you to, like, sit there in your miserable life and just, you go your way and I'm going to go my way.
I don't know if it's the Pisces in me or not, but I'm too soft-hearted, I thought I was this big badass that just, fuck you, bitch, and I hope you rot in hell and all these other things that I was feeling at the time. But
I just took over those feelings for you.
When I saw her face, I was like, that's the empath in me, I felt her pain. And yeah, she may not have felt mine and she may have laughed, but that's because she was a shitty person,
But you never know if talking to her is she still that person? Is that going to just
trigger something in you again?
Make that wound even bigger where she has some sort of power? I'm all about taking my power back.
Yeah.
And me avoiding you and just cutting you off, you're dead to me. That's me getting my power back. You have no effect on my life anymore. Yeah. I am not going to let you occupy one more thought in my head.
Yeah.
But I don't need to verbalize that to you or to them.
She was one of the main reasons I wrote Fire Within Me. And I thought, haha, bitch, look at me. I'm writing a book. What are you doing? You know, that kind of thing. But now it's not even important to me. You
So,
know,
I mean, for me, it would just
now
be
it's like, you know what? My best revenge was being happy,
Mhm.
was not being in prison, was not losing my
Because you
husband.
never know, like, if she found a way to look you up.
I don't
I
know.
mean, there's ways.
Yeah.
There's ways to do it, and maybe that's just revenge enough. Maybe that's just like the end of that chapter. That's all it needs to be written in that book.
Yeah.
Because as
What do I do with this?
give it to God.
Not anger. It's sympathy.
Give it to God.
How do you give God sympathy?
If she doesn't want you reaching out to her, can't feed a dead horse.
But maybe she doesn't want to reach out to me because, you know, she doesn't want me to reach out to her because she thinks I'm coming for revenge.
That's on her heart, not on yours.
Or make sure it really is her and not just somebody.
Oh no, it's
Somebody
her.
else.
It's her.
And
Yeah.
say what you have to say in a message. She reads it. She reads it.
That's true. I could do that.
Yeah. And then whatever happens after that. Like, I wouldn't put yourself out there too much for her.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know, that I just wanted to say my piece. This is blah, 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 blah.
Even if you literally just say, I forgive you, that's about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
See where it goes from there.
See, like I've said 1,000,005 times, I've never purposefully gone out and sought to hurt another person. Unless they, like I said, they mess with one of my kids or one of my grandkids, then all bets are off. But to just bully somebody to make yourself feel bigger and better, I just don't understand that mindset.
Yeah.
You know, now as an adult, I have to think, wow, I wonder what she was going through at home, you know, that would make her like that.
But then the other aspect, like, that's not your cross to bear. Like, no matter what you're going through at home, it doesn't make an excuse for you to be a
Look at what
horrible
you're going
person.
through at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't take it out on everybody else.
No, not at all.
There's no excuse to be a horrible human being.
No.
I had a very rough, very poor childhood, and I don't hold my parents accountable for any of my actions. I think, if anything, out of my childhood, it made me a stronger person. It made me a better mother. It made me a better grandmother, and a better wife, because I know what I want for my kids. I know where I lacked in my life, and I didn't want my kids to feel that lack. Like, I think only one of my kids was ever bullied in school, and that was Tony. But he brought it on himself.
Very much so.
But I never asked to be bullied. I didn't go out there and be like, you know, acting really stupid or running my mouth or anything like that. I was very quiet. And that's the type of target I guess she was looking for at the time, looking for somebody that won't fight back. Somebody to unleash what she was going through in her life on, you know.
But there's also some people that I've known that had a very good life. They were just
Shitty people.
ugly people.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible people. That they thought of themselves way up here.
Oh yeah,
and
she
everybody
did.
else was way
She
down
did.
here. And no matter what you did, what you said, what you wore, what you ate, it was never going to be good enough for
Yeah.
their standard. And you, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God. You know, so I mean, it could be maybe she didn't have a horrible childhood. Maybe she's just a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah. It's still sad. You know,
I
maybe
mean-
she doesn't know how else to act.
Yeah, but it's not our job to, like, teach an adult how to treat people.
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
some
back
aspect,
in the
like,
day, we were like 13 and 14 years old,
Yeah.
and 15. And I mean, we're all bitches back then. Well, I wasn't personally. I was just, God, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I'm here because I have to be. It's the law,
I mean, no matter how you put a spin on it, there's no excuse for bullying. There's none.
Yeah.
If you're an abused kid, you're an abused kid. You know how it feels, so you shouldn't be doing that to other people.
Yeah.
You're an entitled kid. Well, you know what? Go be entitled somewhere else. There's no reason why you have to belittle other people.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for the reason that she did what she
Oh
did.
my God, this girl came to school every day. Well, back in the day, it was the greasers, and her hair was perfect. Her clothes were perfect. She got average grades, but she got by. She smarted off the teachers. She got sent to the principal, stuff like that. She was trying to prove something back then, And I walked in my Goodwill clothes and my, crappy home haircut.
I mean, and who knows? You could have walked in with the same exact clothes that she had, and some people just they have to pick that one person, and that's their target.
Yeah. Well, she was very popular with all the greasers at the time, and I was just a nothing. I was like a piece of shit that she walked over.
Yeah. That's her across to bury.
To bear.
To bear. She can bury it too. I don't care what she does with it. Stick it in the
Yeah, I'm just all in, like I said, I'm just all in my feelings over it. And I just kind of feel this sense of relief that I wanted to share with everybody, that I'm letting it go, the hatred.
Yeah.
I actually know what real forgiveness is. And I never did before.
Yeah.
We all say, yeah, I forgive you. Shut up. Get out of my face,
Mm-hmm.
But to actually feel empathy towards somebody who really did you dirty, that almost took my life away. That's really powerful for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are you up to? You went to the doctor today and everything's okie dokie with the baby?
For now.
Have faith. You just got done telling me, have faith, give it to God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but there's not much. Just a waiting game.
Yeah. I have faith that God will bring me another grandchild and she'll be perfect and beautiful like her sisters. And
Yeah, like,
oh, that's
11
what
more
I
weeks
wanted to
wait
say.
before you can safely come out.
I'd like to put this out there, if it's okay with you, Missy. Missy's going to be having her baby right around Halloween. And she's trying to come up with, her and Tanner are kind of trying to come up with a name that's going to be kind of like pertaining to Halloween, and
Well, I want to.
without sounding like a devil worshipping child, I was thinking, no, not Lucifer or, Brunhilde or anything like that, but something kind of cool, I was even thinking of Salem.
Yeah, I was thinking Salem.
Or Blair.
Or I hate Blair.
Why do you hate Blair?
That's a basic white girl name.
All those names are horrible.
I like Salem and Raven.
Raven's cool. I love Raven. Well, that's because you think of that TV show, That's So Raven.
Like Pez.
Well then, these are names I like.
Okay.
So if anybody has any really cool, unique names
That aren't going to get a kid bullied.
That aren't going to get a kid bullied
I will bully it.
Or burned at the stake, leave them in the comments after the show, because what I've noticed with YouTube is when you're doing a video like this, anything that's commented during the show disappears. So leave it after the show, after we're all signed off. leave your comments, your ideas for possibilities of baby names for a girl. It's a girl. Don't leave boy names like Morris or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a girl. But Marissa. But something that kind of goes with the theme of Halloween, because I think it's pretty unique that she's going to be born on one of my very favorite holidays.
Push come to shove. I'm pushing for that induction date.
Yeah, I hope your doctor goes with it. Well, anytime in October, it can be a Halloween name.
Yeah. Yes. I think for it to be a Halloween name, it needs to be born on Halloween.
Well, that's the date I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really sweet. Name her Freddie.
Fredina.
What was I gonna say?
Don't leave no names like Agatha, because I'm not gonna do that.
No Andorra, no Agatha, no Cora, Clara.
Linda.
Mhm.
She's not a good witch.
Nothing with the name Linda in it.
Yeah.
My husband has an ex named Linda, and all Lindas are banished from my kingdom. So even Lynn on the end, I don't like, because it just reminds me of, my
Yeah.
husband's ex. There's a girl I wouldn't mind coming toe to toe with. But anyway, how's school doing for you?
How's it doing?
What kind of scores you bringing in?
Don't even.
Like 95.
I'll bring your baby to this earth right now.
96%, and you're hemming and hawing
Yeah.
about it?
Well,
I should just kick you right here on the air and take that right into court with you and say, yep, she beat me on the air.
Next week is gonna be stressful, but then I'm off.
It's your last week.
And then we do the 2 weeks in 1 week.
Yeah. That's
The last 2 weeks they combine it into 1 week.
Yeah.
But then once after next week is done, then I'm done till September 6th.
See?
Now you guys start school September 7th. We can all cry together.
All right. Well, I start school September 1st. So I mean.
Oh, wow, Tony's birthday.
Mia starts September 1st too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Waukesha starts
What about Dallas? When does he go back?
September.
I got so many grandkids, we could name all these names, and everybody in the audience is going, who the hell is that?
I think Haley said September 1st.
I thought it was the last week in August.
That was Muskego.
It used to be. Haley and I just had this conversation. She's like, yeah, that date does sound very familiar. But
Yesterday, one of my Facebook friends had a picture of their kid with their backpack on. They started school yesterday.
Illinois started like last week.
I'm like,
That
damn.
was a
Well,
month before though.
What happened to
They
summer
end before
vacation?
everybody else
Yeah.
does.
They end before we do.
Yeah.
But Illinois, part of Illinois, they started last week, but they already had to shut schools down because they had a huge storm come through and like tear down buildings and power lines and.
See, even God said it's too early for
Yeah,
school.
he's like, give me a minute. Not ready for that.
Where did summer go? It's
Mhm.
August 4th, and it seems like it should only be like the second week in
June.
July.
Yeah.
We really haven't gotten much accomplished this summer.
Haven't been every day.
Yeah, I know. But, well, that's all going to change now. We're going to be changing things up. We're going September 9th, like I said. I am getting this shit done. I have too many things on my to-do list, my bucket list, if you will, and I got to get it all done. I'm not going to sit there and be in my 80s, just sitting up in the kitchen or in the living room going, damn, I wish I had a life when I was young.
That's why I wish like the Witch's Triangle trip.
Uh-huh.
I wish that would have been like more of a weekend trip. Like as much as it wasn't that far away, we really didn't have much time.
Well, we can
In
go
any
back during the
location.
day.
during the day, that's what's the point of going there during the day?
That's true. Why can't we go back at night? It's 40 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to drive at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be up all day with kids and then drive out there, then do the thing, and then have to drive home. Well, I drive here, then I got to drive back to my house, and it just makes for a very long, draining thing.
Well,
I just wish there was like a weekend thing. That way we were like, okay, we can scout out the land for this amount of time, and then we can come, go visit Pratt, and then we can go over here, we can go over there, and then tomorrow we can do this, and we can do, get more done. Because it seems like we were like really rushed this last time.
yeah. Well, I agree with that. And like I was explaining in the car on the way home, just because one person doesn't get a response, if you will, from the ghost or spirit or whatever you're looking for, that doesn't mean that the next person's not going to get
Well,
something.
and that's why, like at the third one, we went there, and they were like, "Oh, we didn't get anything," so we're like, "Okay, we'll leave." Well,
Yeah.
we should have tried.
Yeah, I agree.
And we didn't do much at Pratt's. We did most of it at the tower.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to have a spirit session with Pratt and then go back to the Witch's Tower because I was picking up a lot of energy there. And I don't know, I felt a connection.
I felt dizzy.
Yeah, if you went over where the bar was bent and you could actually sneak in the gate and
Which I don't understand how they got that bar down unless they hooked it up to a vehicle, because there's no way on God's green earth a human did that. No way. They bent
the
solid steel
and the brackets
thick.
holding it on.
Yeah, snap the bracket.
That's another thing. I'd like to get a picture of that, to show how effed up that bar was, That was not man done, done by man. There's either a very powerful entity inside or somebody hooked it up to a truck and pulled that thing.
But then you think it, well, I guess.
And it's right on Whitewater campus, so it's
really get.
That's what I'm saying. It's really what do they call that? Monitored closely there.
Like high security.
Because just with us there, how many cops went through?
Yeah, they went through quite a few times.
And that's another thing. We have to get special permission to go back there again from the local police department.
Yeah.
Because they're in touch with Whitewater's campus security.
Yeah.
They work hand in hand. And they were fine with Go Get 'em Paranormal being there, so they should not have a problem with us going there. As long as we can show our credentials, which is our business card, our IDs, stuff like that, when campus security comes through, I think we should be fine. And I guess, according to Shug, the cops were like, oh, there's not only this place, you got to check out the dorms, and you got to check out, these fraternity halls and all kinds of stuff. So maybe we can get in with the school too and see what we can do. Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing to go into one of those fraternities and just check it out? Oh, I wouldn't mind having a beer with, the frat people. I'm not a party girl, but hey, I'll tip a cup. But what? I'm going to kick you right on the air. But for those of you that are new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. I know because of Shug and Go Get 'em Paranormal, my views have gone up significantly. I've gained quite a few new subscribers, and I'm very grateful for that. And I welcome you. Let's chat on Thursdays, we just kind of shoot the shit and whatever comes out, comes out. You know what I'm saying? Um, Come on to the comments and we'll talk with you. Except for like last week when we had some crazy person that was spewing out lyrics to a Rolling Stones song, you know. But yeah, and be sure to join us on Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time for our other podcast, which is Supernatural Sunday. Like I said, if we're not on here on Sunday at 3 p.m., that means we're probably out trying to get more on the road paranormal investigations going for you. We want to get as many videos as we can. We want to really do this. I'm diving in. I'm not even dipping my toes anymore. I am diving in. I want to go to the most haunted locations in the Midwest. I want to do overnighters. I don't like guided tours, you know, where you have somebody with you that's like showing you around. They want to do all the ghost hunting shit and they think they're superior to you. And I just don't groove on following orders and following a group. I am a hands-on person. I want to get in there. I want to try to my luck on communicating.
I think it depends on the group you go with. Like, if you find a group that kind of lets you like go and do your own thing, that'd be one thing. But like that one group we went with a while ago, I'd never waste my time.
Oh
with
no,
them again.
the owner was so pompous and treated us very badly. He, you know, looked down his nose on us and stuff, and I just don't groove on that. I'm a very easygoing person. I talk to anybody. I'm very easy to get along with. I wouldn't mind going with Go Get 'Em Paranormal. But that's about it so far. I'm very open to meeting more paranormal investigators if you're legit. I love collaborating. So if you or anyone you know is a paranormal investigator, hit us up. You can reach me on my email, which is nikkiluciano@yahoo.com. And I'll spell that out for you. That is N as in Nancy, IKKILUCIANO @yahoo.com. Otherwise, you can friend request me on Facebook. We can talk. Anybody else got anything to add? No? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to close this down for the night. I got me an Arby's turkey, bacon, and ranch sandwich waiting for me, and it's calling my name loud and proud. Be sure to tune in Sunday. Like I said, we will be here. It's going to be raining here, so I don't think we're going to be going out and about doing anything. So join us Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time for the next episode of Supernatural Sunday. Until then, be nice to each other. No bullying. I hope you all find peace and that you have a wonderful night and get some sleep and productive tomorrow. Good night.